What's up, guys? It's Willpower, also known as Intrinsic in the music industry. Really stoked about how many people gave me feedback on the first video with the dressing, and we're just going to keep rocking and rolling with the videos. So Willpower is the official name for the yoga raw food movement I'm starting to work on, and I want to thank Diane for inspiring me to keep that name, and I'd like to thank the people at the Madison Improvement Club who named my personal signature drink Willpower and is serving that on their menu. So it's a real simple, it's an entry-level thing. It's a smoothie, and you can do it many ways, but I'm going to do it the most economical way and try to be as healthy as possible, keeping that budget in mind. So when I started this whole raw foods thing, it started with the smoothies, and smoothies are the best way to get your foot in the door. It gets you in the habit of preparing your own food every day. They're also very filling because you're keeping the pulp and the fiber in the food, and they give you so much energy. So here's what we're going to do. I got a gallon here of orange juice. It's fresh. It's pasteurized, which is whatever, but it's Trader Joe's. It's $7.99 a gallon. So that's a lot of juice, fresh juice, quote unquote fresh for $7. And then frozen strawberries, also Trader Joe's, about $1.79. You can go organic for a few more cents. And then Sprouts, frozen dark cherries. So everything frozen. I also have some organic bananas, which are on sale at Sprouts right now, like 69 cents for organic. So I use some bananas. I'll probably throw a couple organic whole almonds. These are from Whole Foods. Raw. You don't want the salts and the roasted and any of that stuff. You want the information the way it was intended to be. And then coconut oil. Best thing, my favorite thing going on right now, it's organic, extra virgin coconut oil. So not only is it an amazing essential fatty acid that helps lubricate the organs to move the food, through the large intestine out the other way, it's also great topically for the skin. So a lot of us are using these products designed by a corporation that are robbing our body's ability to moisturize itself naturally, thus making us reliant on those products. Notice how when you start with the lotion, you never quite end the lotion because you have to keep buying it and buying it and buying it. And you look at the back of ingredients, and there's so many things you can't pronounce on it. So, coconut oil is essential fatty acid, so it gives you the body fats it actually uses. It helps clear the skin from within, and also topically it's really good and it smells good. So I don't really, the recipe thing, it's like, it's so, a fourth cup of this and 5 minutes of that, and the more you do this, the more you know what your recipe needs and what your juice needs. So I like to start my morning with this drink. And I like to, if I need energy, it's like 4 hours of pure energy, like you're just floating up. So I like to go like 2 to 2.5 cups of juice. You know what I'm saying? So the Vitamix has this trusty measurer on it. So that's 2.5 cups right there. I just had a big yoga session with my boy Anton. So I need the energy, I need the nutrients, blah, blah, blah. So we got these organic bananas, stoked on that. 2 bananas. Bananas are roughly 125 calories, so that's 250 calories right there of good stuff. When you get a little bit deeper into this, the calories you just do what your body needs, but you want to maintain enough calories to keep you going. So that's like 250 calories there. The orange juice is a bunch of calories. Strawberries, just whatever looks right. Maybe 10 to 12 strawberries. And then cherries, my favorite fruit. They're just so good for antioxidants, energy, sugars. And people say, well, that's a lot of sugar. Well, as they drink their Diet Pepsi and, their whatever insane thing they're doing. So, orange, banana, cherry, strawberry, and then the coconut oil. Best part of it, in my opinion. So this right now, coconut's like $9.99 at Sprouts, and that's a lot. This is a lot of coconut oil. It'll last you a very long time. And I like to go a full tablespoon on coconut, even more, because it's just so good, and I'm such a skinny guy that I need as much fat as I can get, because I don't store any fat. A lot of people store fat so they can go months and years without fat because you can see it, it's not hidden, and I don't store any fat, so I use fat as I go, so I need a lot of fat. So you scoop it out, that's about, a tablespoon there, and then you don't wash your spoon. You take it and you just rub it in your hands. It's like the best little dessert afterwards, and your hands will just, especially in this cold weather, your hands, it's amazing what it does. I'm a firm believer in this coconut oil. And then since I did just do the fitness thing, I'll throw like, a handful of nuts in there. You don't want too many nuts. Enough is enough, right? Just enough to get by. So put the cover on. Vitamix is a great mixer. You don't need one. I started with, just some Hamilton Bay or whatever they're called. Got me by until the blades wear out and the motor runs out. And then as this becomes your lifestyle, it's so expensive, quote unquote, but this becomes the most important thing because it makes you. It gives you your energy, it gives you your inspiration, and the fancy cars and the expensive dinners and all these commercialized necessities become so irrelevant, and you just want the pure energy, and everything else is just, I feel like everyone's on a wild goose chase to find something that they already have, right? So they turn to TV and education and religion and politics just to find what they already have inside of them, which, to quote one of my favorite teachers, David Icke, is your infinite potential, your infinite possibility. And the way I found that out is through these foods and through this yoga, I can do it. I am not this body. I inhabit this body, and my infinite potential is expressing myself through this body. So from there, you get out of this 5 sense reality, this 4 walls you're kind of boxed into, and you realize you can just start doing things. You can just start making things happen for you. It's the craziest thing, but it becomes a giant chess game of reality and of energy. And with these foods especially, it's like you come out of this bubble and you look down at it, and it's just insane. And you see how insane things are. And then you hear people talk about protein and calories and carbohydrates and blood pressure and cholesterol, and you're just like, no, I just want the fruits and the vegetables and the nuts, and I don't want any of that. I don't want to be part of the medical model. I don't want to be big pharma. I don't want to be corporate this, corporate that, McDonald's, and all these. And then you see it's insane. And then, speaking of which, it's the Super Bowl weekend, so especially try to eat healthy that day, because what happens is you have large groups of people with large amounts of food huddled around a TV for 5-6 hours, eating, drinking alcohol, and it's fun. I've done it, and it is fun, but then they're yelling at the TV over people dropping balls, and they're screaming, and it's intense, and it happens to be the #1 heart attack day of the year in this country. So that's a normal thing. It's normal in this country, in this reality, to stuff your face for 6 hours, yell at a football screen, and watch commercials. And when you take yourself out of that situation, you see how extremely insane and unhealthy that environment is, because nutrition is not only what you put in your mouth as far as food, it's what you put into your eyes, it's what you put into your skin, It's what you put into your ears and your information. So your TV watching and the food, obviously the music, the commercials, the air, the water, everything is nutrition, and all of that is a giant mathematical formula, and on the other side of the equal sign is you. So all of that, plus, multiply, equals you. So when you realize that, you start maybe not yelling at the TV anymore because some guy dropped a ball who makes $10 million a year, who doesn't even know who you are. And maybe you stop watching these commercials that are basically tailored towards a 6th grade intelligent level with hot chicks and beer. And maybe you start walking. And maybe you start meditating, hiking, drinking the smoothies and the juice and the yoga and the bike riding and the more, to make this side of the equal sign more alive and more aligned with the universal energy of what's going on. So I'm going to mix this up and drink it, but I want to thank all the underground rappers who are thanking me for the videos and showing me pictures of their bounties of bananas and fruits and vegetables. And I really didn't think that the underground community would embrace what I'm doing. And not everyone is, but a large amount of people are just coming out of nowhere. Like, I've been on the raw thing, I've been on the vegan thing for a month. I'm like, really? It's so awesome, because all the other rappers right now are talking about killing each other, eating, cannibalism, money, and all this drugs and marijuana and like just all of this stuff. And for me to just reach a few people on healthy food and nutrition, it just blows my mind, and I'm so thankful for it. So I'm going to mix this up, and I'm going to keep the videos coming as long as you like them. I'm going to keep the shopping tips too, because a lot of raw people aren't talking about how to get it and how to get it at a low price. And this is fast food. This literally is going to take me, you'll watch. Once I plug the dang thing in. So that's fast food, right? It's in the freezer, it's in the fridge. One shopping trip, you got smoothies for almost a week. So don't say it's expensive and then it takes a lot of time. When you're driving to Starbucks for $5 and then you're going to McDonald's breakfast sandwiches, and then you're totally amped up from the caffeine and totally knocked out by the processed foods. And then you could just have this that fills you up 3-4 hours a day, and your energy is just, you're supposed to be actually energetically charged after you eat. Like when you fill your car with gas, it's supposed to run even better than when it didn't have gas. But the way we're programmed is the Starbucks and the bacon and the eggs and the bagels, and then we're just, the rest of the day is trying to climb back up that mountain. But you can stay on top of the mountain with this raw foods and these sugars, these natural sugars, not the processed, not the diet soda, not the artificial sweeteners, no chemicals that are made in the laboratory. And it's easy. You can get all this stuff real cheap. And then from there, what's more important? The new pair of shoes, the new, all that material stuff, or the fuel. And once you get that fuel, you can have as much material stuff as you want. It's really that easy, because you're vibrating so high and all these positive vibrations are coming back, and you can just start manipulating reality in your favor. You have to try it to actually know what I'm talking about. But when you see these successful people that aren't what I call enlightened successful people, it's because they're vibrating so high and everything's coming back. I'm not talking about the businessmen and the bankers who are manipulating fake money and screwing people out of houses and whatnot. I'm talking about these Eckhart Tolles and these, super highly conscious beings just doing what they love to do and getting everything back in return. The UGH thing, a lot of people say, well, of course, you make so much money out of it, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of like when a lot of, don't get everyone pretty much who is on UGH understands the principle, but the people who don't are like, well, of course you think it's good, you make money out of it. Well, yes, because that's only natural. Because when you do what you love and you help other people achieve their goals, you're guaranteed that you're going to be an abundance of wealth, whether it be financial, love, spiritual. But when you do what you love and it helps other people, it's just the laws of nature coming back at you. So, everyone's like, well, UGH made you rich, blah, blah. Well, yeah, because I did what I love to do and it emanates through me and it helps people. It makes people feel good about themselves. So all of that positive energy, when the artists open up the boxes and are like, yeah, check it out, all of that positive energy, and when I'm teaching yoga at the end, when everyone's totally zenned out of their mind, I'm breathing in that energy and I'm taking in that energy, and when people are thinking positively about what I've helped them do, it's just going to come back. It's all it is. So drink your smoothies every morning. Start your mornings off right. If you're going to go with the cooked animals, at least wait. At least get your energy up and then see what happens. Because the more you gravitate towards this, the more insane all these cooked, goopy things seem. And the more insane people huddle around yelling at a TV, watching commercials, eating and drinking for 6 straight hours becomes. And my quote is, when your baseline is insanity, everything seems crazy. So when I tell people all I do is drink fruits and vegetables, that's crazy to them because their baseline is insanity. And they don't know it. It's not their fault, but it's just conditioning over years and years and years of corporate marketing. And when your reality is Kim Kardashian, and when your reality is the New Orleans Saints or whatever team, when your reality is this violent, superficial McDonald's society, then yes, just eating fruits and vegetables is insane. So I just love doing what I do. I love the smoothies, I love the music, I love helping people achieve what they want to achieve. So remember, this is not you. This is how you're expressing your infinite potential. So you need to stop coming up out of that, I can't do this, I'm limited to that, because the body is limited. It can only do so much. But the awareness inside that body that's just inhabiting that body for very little amounts of time can do anything. I mean, just look around you. Look at what these amazing people are achieving. And that's it. So I'm going to get a glass. And I'm going to drink my Willpower. Willpower, it's available at Madison Improvement Club, 38th Street, Indian School in Phoenix. And it's available in your... Ooh, it's dripping. That's so much better than any McDonald's cheeseburger ever. But it's available in your kitchen whenever you want it. You just stock up on these berries. I spent $40 at the store today and got 8, 9, 10 bags of just good stuff. So, you can go out and drink for $40, or you can have a week's worth of healthy food. It's just choices, and like I said, at the end of that equal sign, all that activity, thinking, ingesting, exercising, or lack thereof, or whatever is your plus, the other side of the equation of you is completely up to you what you want. So make your equation the best possible outcome for this side of the equal sign, which is you and your consciousness, and never let anyone say you can't do anything, because it's just a lie, because they want that negative energy from you to keep their little, left brain, four-wall reality going. So I believe in anyone, and I tell anyone, whatever you love to do, start making videos about it. Start teaching other people how to do it, and start sharing that. And start making people feel good about themselves, because it's just going to come back, and anything is possible. So I'm out of here. Willpower available everywhere. Peace.